the first season was setting up the fact that there were zombies. The second one was kind of realizing that humans were just as much of a threat. What's next?
Well, what's coming is, kind of just exploring the world that we've set up and the characters that we've created. Just really diving into their stories, their struggles, and also kind of answering the question, why are we here? Like, what is the kind of the purpose of going on at this point?
And existentialism as well?
Yeah, in a way of just like, if the world's gone, then what is there to live for? And that's always been a constant struggle, so.
I think that it's about living for the moment, and I think that's a really good point. It's a huge driving force for Maggie this season, is not surviving but living, actually having experiences and going forth with them. And it's been a really important point in the season. I don't think people can take just darkness and death, and I don't think you recognize how important what it is that we're fighting for if you don't love somebody. And I almost grabbed your arms and did this. Then
love will save you.
Yes, love.
I'm so single, so if the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm just gonna die.
Yeah, no. You might meet somebody. Look what happened to me.
There is hope for everyone.
That's how you find the best guy.
We just need a zombie apocalypse for it to happen.
Yeah. Okay, zombie.
Silver lining.
Okay, Cupid.
There's also a new threat happening. What's that one about?
Well, there's lots of new threats. I can't really talk about too much, but there's all the world is full of threats, and the thing about the prison is, Rick has bought himself a little bit of time, but with that time comes some, an idea that he's sort of, he's got time to reflect really on the world he lives in, and that can be quite a threatening thing in itself, really.
The zombies, the walkers are ravenous. There are ever more of them than there are human survivors. But of course, the greatest threat this season is one we haven't seen before.
I was just speaking to Robert, and he said that there's a new threat, and it's almost like every time there's a little bit of hope, it just gets taken away again.
But our survivors have learned how to cope. And they go through all the different stages of denial and anger and grief. But at the end of the day, their struggles to keep their humanity.
Yeah, Scott Gimple and the writers have done a very smart thing. They've put pressure on the group. In a different way, not necessarily a human threat, but and the walkers, have become a danger, a real serious danger. And I think that you will see, certainly in the first few episodes, that kind of pulls the family apart. And I think that that's a very interesting dynamic. It's sort of it's very divisive.
Well, threats are, relative. So I think it really is about the individual, and I think what's great is that there's so much great action going on, and the threats can be so multiple, but at the same time there's also very interesting things happening with just characters and with the experience of one to one another, and then also of one in oneself. And I think that's what's really interesting, is that undulation of the threats of the world they're in, but also the people within themselves and with each other.
What drives Daryl? Because every time there seems to be a little bit of hope, something else comes in just to fuck shit up.
Yeah, right? What's up with that? The thing about Daryl is, he was sort of destined to become Minnie Merle, and I've always tried to play him like he's not racist. He doesn't want to take drugs. He grew up in that world and hated being in that world. So once Merle is away, Daryl sort of has this opportunity to become this man. Well, I mean, the clock is ticking and you're infected. Everyone's infected, and these are your 2 feet on the ground, and who do you want to be? Like, what do you want to stand for? So I think that's sort of the underlying theme that resonates with people in general,
Have you walked past a stand selling Norman Reedus t-shirts?
Oh my God, I was just in New York 2 days ago, and I cleaned out my son's closet, and I was like, let's downsize. What do you want in this closet to go away? And he gave me a stack of Terrell Dixon t-shirts and Walking Dead t-shirts about this big, and I was like, really?
I don't want to.
Like, I need my own identity. Yeah, so I totally
I brought you in the world.
Yeah, you wear that shirt with my face on it. But no, he's great, and I see all that stuff. Dolls and bobbleheads and costumes and stuff.